This morning, Iran is rejecting a proposed ceasefire, instead calling for a permanent end to fighting.
The country's president says 14 million people, including himself, have volunteered to sacrifice themselves if the conflict continues. This is as a series of air.
Later.
Iran is getting closer and closer. Without reopening the Strait of Hormuz, President Trump says Iran's infrastructure will be attacked.
As these threats continue, questions over the legality of the move remain. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn joins us now as some ask the president if the attacks could be considered war crimes. Bradley.
Right, Barrett and AJ, the president's threats are intensifying, even as more U.S. allies like France call for restraint here. Their foreign minister said overnight attacks on civilian infrastructure are barred by the rules of war. But President Trump clearly believes the risk of broad attacks will bring Iran's leaders to the negotiating table.
Correspondent Hannah Brandt, who's live at the White House. Hannah, President Trump is not budging on tonight's deadline. Either Iran makes a deal by 8 p.m. Eastern, or he decimates that country within 4 hours.
That's right, Marky. And the president describing this in much the same way as Robert just mentioned. He says this is a critical period because he says time is running out for Iran to make a deal. He repeatedly pointed to his new deadline, which, as you said, is tonight at 8.
How about new?
In Iran, flames and smoke billowing from a petrochemical plant on the coast of the Persian Gulf. A distorted voice says it's hard to breathe. Everything is burning after multiple bombs hit. With just hours left before President Trump's latest deadline for Iran to strike.
Right.
House this morning, where the Trump administration is counting down to a deadline the president set for Iran tonight. He wants the country's leaders to reopen the Strait of Hormuz by 8 p.m., a critical waterway for oil trade, or he will, quote, take the entire country out. That could include attacks on civilian infrastructure. The president threatening to hit bridges and power plants